Today we're making caramel white chocolate Butterfinger apples. First you'll need a buttered plate or tray that you're going to be putting the apples on. You're going to need a package of caramels unwrapped and in a bowl. You're going to need some white chocolate chips, or you can use milk chocolate if you'd like. You're also going to need some mini Butterfingers. You'll want to unwrap those, put those in a Ziploc bag, bust those up. You'll also want your favorite kind of apple. I'm using Golden Delicious today, but you could certainly use other things. And of course you'll want your popsicle stick that's going to go through the top of your apple here. So first we're going to take care of the caramels. First you're going to want to take your caramels, have them all unwrapped, put them in a bowl with 2 tablespoons of water, put them in the microwave for 3 minutes, stir them after each minute just to be sure that they're melted. I have that here. Then we're going to take our apple with our stick already in it, and we're going to just dip it in on its side here. Make sure we're covering it. You can cover all the way to the top of the stick if you'd like, or not. I think I'll stop there. Then you're going to want to tip it back on itself so it runs back onto itself instead of running onto your plate. Takes just a minute or so to do that. Make sure it's not going to run anywhere you don't want it. Alright, and then I'm going to put it on the buttered plate. Then I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes for it to harden up. While we're waiting for that to firm up in the refrigerator, if you haven't already, go ahead and take your Butterfingers out of the package, get them in a Ziploc bag, and get those smashed up to into fine pieces. You can use a rolling pin to roll them out, or use a hammer, whatever it is, whatever your preferred choice of busting something up is. And I have them already, mine already in a shallow bowl here. You'll also want to take your white chocolate chips, have those in a bowl as well, put those in the microwave for about 2 minutes. Make sure you've added a couple tablespoons of shortening to make it a better consistency to adhere to the apples. You'll want to stir after about every 20 seconds to get those stirred in. And I have those all stirred, mixed right here. So our next step, when our apples, the caramel has firmed up on the apples, we're going to roll them into the white chocolate just similar to, in a similar way that we did the apples. And then we're going to immediately roll them into the Butterfingers. So same thing. We're going to roll it. And again, I didn't get it melted all the way, but you know what? The Butterfinger is going to cover it so we won't see those globs there. And make sure it falls back on itself like we had like what we did with the caramel earlier. Like I said, it's not that pretty right now, but it doesn't really matter. So just make sure anything that's going to fall off falls back into your bowl. Okay? And then immediately take it and roll it into your Butterfingers. Go all the way around. Oops. Get the bottom, get the side. Just cover it thoroughly. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put this right back again on our buttered plate, and it's going to go right back in the fridge again. And it's we need it to harden up for probably about 15 minutes. And then actually it'll be ready to eat. You can store these in the refrigerator. I would suggest though, if you're going to do that, before you eat them, take them out about 15 minutes before you eat them so the chocolate has a chance to soften up a little bit. If you try and cut them when the chocolate is just straight hard from the refrigerator, it'll bust into a bunch of pieces. So this will go into onto our plate, and we'll stick it in the fridge, and let's look in a second how we're going to cut this. I'm going to cut the one that I made earlier. What we're going to do, we're just going to go down the sides of the popsicle stick. Instead of having to eat this thing whole like this, it makes it a little difficult. We'll just cut it. So we're going to go down the side here. Then we're going to go down the other side. And then after we've gone down this side, we're going to flip it around and go down this side as well. I'll go ahead and do this side right now so you can see what it looks like on the inside here. You will need a big strong knife for this because it doesn't happen easily, but you can see all our different layers here. You can see our caramel layer, our white chocolate layer, and our Butterfinger layer. There we go. We have caramel, chocolate, Butterfinger apples. You can also, like I said, use milk chocolate. You could use any kind of candy bar you wanted, M&Ms, whatever you'd like, but very tasty.